Women's Day is not just about celebration. It is about recognizing the strength, resilience, and grace that women bring to every aspect of life. From shaping families to leading in every profession, women continue to uplift the society. This Women's Day, we are privileged to host Dr. Swapna, a renowned yoga expert from NELLORE, whose dedication to holistic well-being has changed countless lives. With a doctorate in yoga and a master's degree from IIT Madras, she stands as a testament to the power of dedication, mindfulness, and well-being. Dr. Swapna's journey just extends beyond physical fitness. Her approach integrates mental clarity and emotional resilience. Today, as she shares her journey, we celebrate not just her achievement, but the inspiration she brings to all of us. Happy Women's Day.
Namaste everyone. Today is a very special day because we are about to meet a real-life yoga expert. I'm sure all of you have heard of world-famous yoga legends like Sadhguru, who has inspired millions with his knowledge, Pattabhi Jois, the father of Ashtanga Yoga, and Dr. Swapna ma'am, who is really an excellent yoga expert. She is a powerhouse of knowledge. She has a PhD in computer science and a PhD in yoga. She has won numerous awards such as the Young Woman Achievers Award and the Yoga Ratna. So let's all put our hands together and give her a warm welcome. Now let's give her a yogic welcome, Swasti.
Now, before we begin, let's ask our friends a quick question. How many of you have tried to hold a yoga pose but ended up wobbling like a penguin? Well, that's exactly why we need your expert guidance today, ma'am. We are very excited to talk to you as yoga is a part of our school curriculum. Without further ado, let's get started with our curious questions.
Good morning, everyone. How are you feeling today? Fine? Okay. Let's start with a simple breathing. Yeah. Could you just sit with your spine erect? Okay. Just close your eyes for a few seconds. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Try to inhale very slowly as if you are smelling a good flower. Just inhale and gently exhale. Again, try to take a deep inhale. Don't try to strain your chest. Gently exhale. Again, inhale very gently. Feel the strengthening of your spine, elongating your spine, opening up your chest. Gently exhale. Could you observe your mind is getting calmer? Right. Slowly open up your eyes. Right, I am so happy to be here. I will try to answer my questions so that it would help you in one way or the other. Yeah, you can start the session.
Yes, ma'am. So every journey has a starting point. So how did you discover yoga? Who or what inspired you?
So actually, accidentally, I stepped into yoga. I had my first yoga session. That means I was just like you, as you are sitting here. When I was doing my master's in computer science in IIT Madras, there was one session from, you might be knowing Art of Living, right? Art of Living, Ravi Shankar ji. So Ravi Shankar ji is one of the subordinate. He came to IIT Madras to take one class similar to you, like in an auditorium. So I just stumbled into that class because I was feeling a little bit stressed at that time. And then I listened, I was in that class. There was not too much about asanas, but it was related to meditation session. So how to calm our mind. As a student, we have so much stress, right? We need to submit our assignments, we need to submit our projects, so many things will be going around. And fortunately or unfortunately, when I was doing my master's, I was a student with 2 kids and I was worried, homesick a little bit. So I used to be very stressed at that time. So when I sat in the auditorium, after an hour, I felt a little bit relaxed. My mind was stress-free. And then the classes used to be conducted somewhere far from IIT Madras, which was very difficult for me, so I was not able to attend, and that was my first step. And accidentally, my kids used to be here in Nellore. They used to go for summer yoga camps. So I used to, whenever possible, I used to drop them to their classes. And at that time, I saw how yoga was there, how the kids were learning. But these kids, even my kids, they were always fighting. I want to get the first place in the competition. I want to get this place. Mama, the sir has given out of 10, for that girl, he has given 9. For me, he has given 7. They are always interested to get first place, second place. So I was thinking why these kids are fighting. And once I spoke with their master, and he was telling that, ma'am, I can't do anything. Yoga was invented or yoga was discovered for health and wellness. But the students, once they come into the picture, they always want to win or they want to show their skills. So that at that time, I had this second encounter, and then I was into my job where I was working as a senior software engineer, and I used to have too much stress, and I was suffering from a sciatica, a condition where my nerve was little bit pinched, and I was unable to walk properly. During that time, I went to so many hospitals, I was taking so many treatments, and then one of my friends suggested to go for an yoga class in Bangalore. So in Bangalore, I went to a professional yoga studio. Within 2 weeks, I got treated and I was feeling very much better. That was my third encounter, but it was my first step which changed my life journey. So I found health and wellness. I was able to treat myself, get out of my problems. Then I discovered this is my thing. This is something which turned up my life, and I wanted to start my yogic journey.
Wow, ma'am. It's really incredible how certain moments can change our lives.
Thank you.
And was there a specific age when you started practicing yoga seriously, ma'am?
As I said, seriously, I started practicing from the age of 27.
Ma'am, so you have studied both computer science and yoga. So if computer science was yoga, would it be a command or a feature?
Yeah, I would like to say, you might have used Control Alt Delete. Did you ever use the command Control Alt Delete? So I think some faces, they don't know Control Alt Delete. I think everybody might be knowing this. So why do we use Control Alt Delete? Either to lock the computer screen or to enter into the computer screen. If you don't need something, you will be using Control Alt Delete. So how can you use in our lifestyle? Say suppose you are overwhelmed or you are having too much stress. You have tomorrow an exam, and at the same time some project deadline is there. Your ma'am has asked to submit a science project, and your mother was not there to help you. You doesn't know what to do. So control your emotions. No need to worry. That is not the end of your life. You have so many other things, right? If not, what will happen if you won't submit your science project? Maybe your ma'am will scold you. She will give you 2 marks lesser than 10 or 8. That is not your end of life. Something else will be there. So control your emotions. Don't get strained yourself, or don't get too much sad and trouble your parents. Why I couldn't submit this? Because nowadays kids are unable to manage their emotions. So control your emotions, control your mind, find an alternative solution. What is the alternative? How to decrease your stress? How to decrease your emotions, or how to decrease the stress produced in your life. So try to decrease and find the alternative solutions, and Control Alt Del. Del means remove the stresses from your life. Remove the stresses in the sense, why you are stressed? Because you didn't complete the project. What was the reason? You were worried, or you are doing some other work. So find what was that work. Was it a priority work? Which one is priority in your life? Whether submitting the science project or watching the TV or watching the Pogo channel or watching the Cartoon Network channel. That was not your priority. So delete that one. Try to concentrate on this one. You will succeed. And the second one, nowadays kids are worried too much of many things. Try to reset. If something I would like to add from my technical journey is, try to have a reset button in your body. which will reset all your emotions, which will reset all your problems. In the morning, always reset your mind. Try to have a fresh mind so that you can start your life, start your day in a new perspective. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I think a lot of us could use this advice right now.
Ma'am, it's very useful, ma'am. Ma'am, for the next question, many of us think that yoga is just stretching and bending, but I believe that it's much more. It taps into our mind also. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So nowadays, because of social media and because of too much digital content, many yogis or many students or many of the famous celebrities or personalities, they keep on posting pictures related to yoga as very, if you see those yoga asanas or pictures, they are more or less similar to the gymnastics which are done in the Western countries. So by seeing those pictures, kids or youth, they think that I shall also do this asana, I should also do this posture and post it in the picture as a kind of challenge. They take it as a challenge. So what are you going to gain by posing the picture? You might get some 100 likes, 200 likes. But if you want to get into that posture, you have to work for some time, right? You can't, if I suddenly ask you, do you know this Trivikrama asana? Anyone knows Trivikrama asana here? Can one of you pose here once? Yeah, please. Please don't mind. Yeah, kids, could you please give claps to both of these girls? Yeah. Thank you. Please relax your legs and hands. How many days did you take to learn this asana? Was it easy? Easy? How many? 1 day or 2 days? 3 days? Yourself? 2 days. So from this you can see that, so if you need to learn an asana, some bodies are very flexible enough. Physically they are very flexible because everyone comes in different shapes, different sizes, different flexibility levels also. That is the first thing. Second point to be considered is practice, determination, consistency. So if you need to learn an asana, you should be able to practice it daily for consistently in the sense at least 5 times a week, in the morning as well as in the evening. The time matters. In the morning, usually our body will be little bit in a Rajasic nature. Rajasic in the sense it will be little bit lazy. Whereas if you try the same asana in the evening times, from 5 to 6 p.m. you might be able to get that asana. So time also varies. So many people think yoga is simple stretching. It is not only simple stretching. It gives a life lesson saying consistency makes you win in any situation. Practice makes man perfect. So practice gives your postures perfect, and balance is necessary. When these two girls came and when they did Trivikrama asana, you could see that they were balancing their body on a single leg, right? Not everyone will be able to balance their legs. You are taking the entire body weight on a single leg. That means you are defying gravitational force. If you are able to stand on this ground means because of gravitational force we are able to stand. You are removing one of the leg and balancing. So balance is necessary. So from yoga we should know how to balance our life. How to balance our life in odd situations. Flexibility, how to move our thoughts. How to be flexible enough. And the third thing is how to be subtle. How to be close to the nature. Look inwards. Look inwards in the sense, don't always go for the outer life. Don't always go for show off. Try to listen to a inner harmony. That is the 3 things you should be able to learn from yoga. I think that helps you.
So ma'am, many of us love sports, dance, we're just running around. So how can yoga help strengthen our bodies for these activities?
Yes. For dancers or for different kinds of sports, even for singers, yoga helps. Let me give an example. So, did any one of you practice Brahmari Pranayama? Brahmari Pranayama, humming bee breath. So it is like chanting makara from our vocal cords. Did anyone practice in your classes, or you might have heard? That's okay. So this humming bee practice helps to modulate our vocal cords. Okay, this is for singers. Whereas for dancers, we need wide range of hip movements. You might have seen in Bharatanatyam and all, they will be standing in Aramandi. Anyone here from Bharatanatyam? Yeah. So they will be standing in Aramandi, right? When you do that 1, 2, 3, 4, moving your hands and downs and stretching your leg forward and backward, too much of hip rotation is needed, right? And also you should have knee strength. So to have that hip rotation and knee strength, if you regularly practice Kapotasana variations, your hip flexibility would be increased a lot. That way, some of the poses helps for the dancers. While coming to the sports person, for example, runners, have you done Veerabhadra Asana? Warrior pose 1, warrior pose 2. Anyone? Right. So one of you could come and show me warrior 1. One of you. Warrior 1. Nothing but stretching of hands and bending one of your leg. Veerabhadra Asana 1. This is Veerabhadra Asana 3. Veerabhadra Asana 1, could you do? Could you take your right leg forward? Left leg back? Yes. Now spread your hands. Spread your hands this way. Spread your hands lateral. Look front. Yes. Very good. Now make your hip in square position. Your hip should be in square. Okay. So this you can see the muscles are extended. When she does Veerabhadra Asana, in gym we usually say lunges. Anybody in gym, you know lunges, right? So lunges are nothing but extending your hip, extending your thigh, hamstrings and quadrilaters. So quads, hams will be stretched when you do Veerabhadrasana series. So thank you, ma. For athletes, many poses like standing asanas, Trikonasana, Veerabhadrasana, as well as Parshvakonasana, Parshva Uttanasana and Prasarita Padottanasana. These are nothing but stretching your thighs, quads, hamstrings, they help us. So one or the other, there are so many asanas, different variations which would help all walks of the people, whether he is a dancer, whether he is from sports, whether he is a singer, whether he is a doctor, whether he is a housewife, whether he is a teacher. Okay? That's why yoga helps for many people.
Thank you, ma'am. That was very helpful.
Yeah, any other questions?
Ma'am, sometimes before we have exams,
Yeah.
our minds go blank and we forget what we have studied the whole night. Are there any meditation methods or like any poses we can do to regain our consciousness?
So one simple technique which everyone could follow is the triangle breathing. So you might have, did anyone heard about this triangle breathing? So how many sides a triangle have? 3 sides, right? So side 1 AB, BC and then this will be AC, right? So if we have a triangle with 3 sides, imagine for one side I need to inhale and other side you need to hold your breath and the bottom side you have to exhale. To be in a simpler terms, inhale for 3 count, hold your breath for 3 count, exhale for 3 count. So triangle breathing is, you have to close your eyes similar to, in the starting, well before starting this session, I asked you to inhale, right? So inhale very slowly, 1, 2, 3. You have to hold your breath, 1, 2, 3. Exhale by pulling your abdomen inside, 1, 2, 3. So this is a triangle breathing method. You can practice this triangular breathing just to calm down your mind so that you can bring all your senses at one point. This might improve your focus and concentration.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So before we move on to our next question, let's take a moment to acknowledge something important. So Women's Day is just around the corner and we have a woman who has achieved so much sitting in front of us. But did you know that for centuries women were not allowed to follow their dreams? They had to fight for their rights and their education.
But today, we see powerful women everywhere. Scientists, doctors, astronauts, and even yoga gurus like you, ma'am. You inspire us to believe that there are no limits to what a woman can achieve. So our next question is especially for the young girls in our school. How do you think yoga can help in empowering women, ma'am? And what's your message to young girls who dream of achieving big things?
Yeah, first point, no need to celebrate Women's Day at all. God has created everyone equally. So all boys and girls are equal, men and women are equal. But of course, economical conditions, political conditions and other things made women to celebrate one day. We have focused for one day, but I would say no need of Women's Day. Every day should be Women's Day and every day should be a Men's Day. Second thing, see, young girls or youth, you might term as young girls or youth. So always remember one thing, don't take too much stress in your life. Believe the process. If you are honestly doing one thing, believe in that process. Suppose you wanted to become an engineer, or you wanted to become a medical doctor, or you want to become an IAS officer, or you want to become a fashion designer, or you want to become a good cook like master chef. Whatever be the, don't think that I should always, see, many of the people in India, they are fascinated to become an engineer or a doctor. That avi rendu kavu, there are so many things, so many other skills are there. So whichever you are good at, let it be, whatever the skill it is, let it be, try to find out the niche which helps you to grow, whatever it is, whichever skill it is, believe in that one, try to learn step by step. See, now if you want to become a doctor, I placed you in LKG, within 2 years will you become a doctor? No, there is a process. You have to finish your 10th, you have to finish your inter, okay, you will write your exam, you will get selected in your BPC, you will got a seat, will you become a doctor? No. See, suppose you have been admitted into a medical college, I will bring my daughter to you, ma'am, please do some, she is suffering from stomach ache, so can I allow you to cut her stomach and do some operation? No, you should learn. What you should learn, after 4 years or 5 years of medical study also, you have to do some PG. Some domain will be there. So it takes some process. Step by step you will become. So young girls, if you want to become or achieve something, don't think that in 1 year or 2 years you will achieve it. It is a process. Believe that process. So many obstacles will be there. Don't stop at one obstacle. See how you can overcome the obstacles. Believe in yourself. Always aim to reach high. Step by step reach it and then you can achieve it. In this process, there might be many problems. Problems from family side, from your mother, from your father, from your peers, from your teachers. Many things will be there. Don't dishearten yourself if something is not happening. There might be some other route, an alternative route. Take it and then achieve it. That's my thing which I can tell to the young girls. But nowadays, emotionally, you people are draining yourself. Don't drain too much. There are possibilities which you can always achieve.
Thank you, ma'am. Like you said, consistency is key.
Yes.
So, ma'am, we heard you are a prenatal yoga trainer. So, could you please elaborate more on that?
Yeah. So, how many of you know prenatal yoga? What is for why we practice prenatal yoga? Anyone knows about it? I think this will be a little bit high to your standard. Prenatal yoga means practicing yoga during pregnancy. Prenatal yoga means once a woman becomes pregnant, she will be practicing yoga. So the main science behind prenatal yoga is how to connect a mother to her child. So the fetus, you might be learnt in your biology 9th standard or 10th standard, the reproductive organs and reproductive system, how it happens. To connect the mother's awareness to the fetus awareness, prenatal yoga helps. One of the main component of yoga is to develop self-awareness. Once the mother is aware of her thoughts, then she can help the same awareness to be imbibed in the fetus. How it helps means indirectly it will help the brain development of the fetus. So if the brain again, cognitive development. Do anyone know cognitive abilities? Cognitive abilities in the sense memory, thinking, communicating, these are some of the skills related to cognitive development. So once the mother starts practicing yoga, It could be asana practice, it could be breathing, pranayama practice, it could be dhyana, meditation, or it could be simple mudras also. There are many mudras which has been mentioned in Garbhopanishad. So this prenatal yoga is not new. Now they have termed it as prenatal yoga. But in our Vedic knowledge systems, that is Indian knowledge system, there is an Upanishad known as Garbhopanishad. So in Garbhopanishad, they have clearly mentioned what are the yogic practices to be practiced in each month. So a mother will be carrying the child for 9 months. In every month, what should be done? What are the food habits? How the mind should be there? It has been discussed. So once you start practicing prenatal yoga, the mother will be able to deliver a healthy child who is all round developed. Nowadays you might have seen kids born with ADHD, kids born with hyperactivity. These are all because of the mother's mind during the carrying. 9 months when she is carrying, if her mind, if she is too much stressed, these kinds of problems will be arising. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, if anyone in our school wants to become a yoga expert like you, ma'am, what are the steps to be taken?
Right at this point of time, you just keep on practicing yoga every day, at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Try to practice Surya Namaskar. Try to practice some breathing practices, some asanas. So whenever you get time, your leisure time or in your summer holidays, try to read some scriptures related to yoga. Mainly there are 3 scriptures: Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Hatha Yoga Ratnavali and Hatha Yoga Manjari, and many books are there. You just keep practicing, you just take those books, read whatever you can. You might understand, you might not understand. If you are not able to understand, try to read the commentaries published on those books. You will be learning the philosophy behind yoga. So in olden days, if a student has to become a teacher or to teach something, he has to be a student for 12 years under that master. If he is able to learn everything under 12 years, then only he can go outside and teach. But nowadays, especially in yoga, for 1 month they are learning yogic techniques and they are becoming yoga teachers. But that is not the right way. You will be learning only the asanas. You won't know the medical anatomy. You don't know how to apply a particular principle. So yoga is an experiential science. Only when you experience the power of yoga, experience the benefits of yoga, then you can turn up into a good yoga teacher. So keep in mind, if you want to become an yoga expert, it is not only about asanas. Go through the philosophy, understand the concepts, know how to apply those concepts, then start learning from an expert yoga teacher, or there are very good institutes in Delhi, Mumbai, Pune and all. There are many different traditions of yoga also. Go there, join there for 1 year or 2 years, learn from an expert master, then come back, be an assistant trainer to some of the teachers in your place. So that will be like 4 to 5 years. Then you keep on start practicing yoga, start teaching individually, you will become a good expert.
Ma'am, so you have achieved so much, multiple degrees, awards and global recognition. So if you could go back in time and give a piece of advice to your old teenage self, what would it be?
To go back and think of that one. So there were times I have been too much stress. I have gone through so many complications and all. So at that time I have taken stress to a different level, extreme level. When I was not able to go to US and all, when I got an opportunity and all, I was worried too much and has taken too much of stress, which actually I was ill at sometimes. So what I feel myself is, as I have told you in your first question, so we should not stress too much and spoil our health. So take things naturally, personally as it comes, naturally deal with them. Don't suffer yourself by comparing with others. We compare a lot with other people, with our friends, with our cousins, with our neighbors. We think that they are going to Dubai. Why I am not going? Why my parent is not taking to me to for Dubai as a vacation? Or my friend has wore a nice dress. It is so good. My mother has not bought this good. Or one guy will be thinking his father, his neighbor's father has bought him a good bat. My father has not bought. So too much of comparison. So don't compare yourself, which I used to do when I was a student. So don't compare too much. Always respect your elders, respect your parents. Try to learn some good life skills, how to manage yourself, and then try to learn some techniques to reset your stress. That will develop. That would have been definitely helped me when I was stressed in my teenage.
Yes, ma'am. I think it's kind of relatable for most of us here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, have you faced any trouble in balancing your family, yoga, and work?
Yeah, that is inevitable, right? So when you are taking too many things, you should be able to balance. So yoga teaches how to balance yourself. So nowadays, what I have learned from yoga is you have to give priority to each and every task. So how I prioritize myself is the topmost priority task, I will try to do it on my own. The second level priority, I will give to my husband and to my in-laws some things, because I can't handle everything. I can't manage my profession, which basically I am a software engineer. I have to manage my professional works and housework also. So few things I leave it to my in-laws, I leave it to my husband, and few other small things like I have to get my children also ready to school. So I won't be keeping in front of them. You start reading, you start writing this, get your dress, all those things they have to manage. Once they come to 5th standard or 6th standard, they have to manage themselves. So some tasks I ask the children to do. Some other things which I can't manage, I leave it. See, one thing as women or children you should learn is our house or our place we are staying. It is our place. It is our duty to keep it clean. It is our duty to make it good. And sometimes it might not be good, or sometimes you might not be able to clean. So don't take stress. No one is going to come and give you a crown, or no one is going to rank you. Don't worry about ranks. So if you are unable to do some work, it's okay. Postpone it. But check the priority. If it is a priority one task, do it immediately. Second priority, give to others. Third priority, you again postpone it to the next day. So you have to divide the priority of tasks. So for my balancing, always my first priority is my family. Second priority is my profession. Third priority is my passion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Ma'am, may I know a bit about your children?
Yeah, I have 3 kids. My elder daughter and my younger one, both are working as associate software engineers in Accenture. And my third daughter is in 10th standard.
Okay, ma'am. Do you think your legacy is being carried forward by them?
Unfortunately, my second daughter, she was a national level yoga competitor. Similar to you, she was in CBSE. She participated in school games also. She has won third place. And in one of the national competition, apart from school games, she got first place also. But as you know, once she went into BTech, she was unable to continue yoga and all. So if you want to become a good yoga competitor, if you want to win prizes, regularly you have to practice for 3 to 4 hours in the morning as well as in the evening. But once you get into intermediate, you will be so much stuffed with maths, physics, chemistry, commerce and all, you won't find time. So that's the reason she has kept yoga aside. As of now, no one is carrying my legacy, but I will try to. I don't want to press them or force them.
Yes, ma'am. That's really good as you accepted their own views.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, this conversation was like a masterclass in yoga, life, and success. This was really interesting.
Hopefully, you might have understood. So the bottom line is, don't worry too much, but try to be honest in your life, humble in your life, treat everyone equally, be very simple, and follow the principle reduce, reuse, recycle. This is how you can protect your environment. If you are destructing the environment, it will destruct you. So please try to follow these principles. If you are learning it now, your kids will also learn. If you are not learning it now, you won't be able to learn. So start practicing it. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I see your campus is full of greenery, and as your director ma'am said, within next 3 to 4 years, more greenery will be seen. In the same way, I would expect wherever you might be in IIMs, you might be in Stanford or Harvard, whichever university you are, try to inculcate the nature, try to inculcate the habit of being near to the nature, near to the environment. That's what I expect from you. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Before we wrap up, can we give a huge round of applause to Dr. Swapna Javari Kapisha for giving her valuable time.
Thank you.